Who inspires you today?
That's another tough one. I don't listen nearly as much as I should. So, version in the young kids that are coming up. What inspires me really is the stuff that came out of my generation that I ended up listening to. Big bands out of the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and actually any music in that 60s to 80s time frame, was a big, still I'll go back and I can look to Stan Kenton's version of Send in the Clowns, and I'll just break down. Okay, and people go, well, that's no big deal. Well, to me, that was a big deal. So a lot of it depends on where you came from and what you grew up listening to.
That's very true. That's very true. I grew up in Chicago back in the 50s. And, that's always been an impression on me of the music then, the big bands and so forth. Yes, indeed. So what advice, like you were talking about younger people, what advice would you give a young struggling artist today?
Have a backup plan. Seriously, there's nothing wrong with wanting to play and devoting yourself to that, but it's a tougher, the percentage, just the percentage-wise, if you look at it, out of all the people that play instruments, the number that actually can make a living, at such a fraction of 1%, it's not even funny. So you got to look at that. And, every child has, or young person has to look and say, do I have the determination and the thick skin and all the things that I have to have, for the rest of my life to put up with this.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I just ask them to think about it seriously, because it's not just, nowadays it's, I can be on a hit record and I'll be famous and all is well. But we all know that that's, so few and far between that happens.
That's very true. Very true.
Yeah, there's a whole generation that's been raised to believe that it's really an easy thing to do, and it's really not.
All right. So before we go, I enjoyed talking to you. Before we go, anything you want to say about your album? This is 2008, right?
That's going to hold up for another year or two, I think.
It's good.
I really, the players that are on there, it's the work that, like Tom Scott, the work he did on there was great. And Tom Braxton also. Both those guys contributed mightily to that project. I really liked all the arrangements there. I don't know did you get a copy of Touch out that way?
No, I don't. I don't have a copy of that yet.
I'll tell you the story. I'll make sure that gets out there to you.
Okay.
I did Alan and I did the arrangement because I was just, I was trying to put a new project together, and I'm always trying to think of a new cover to do. So, and I'm thinking back to the tunes I used to listen to, again, back to the 70s. And I go, Touch, that Clemmer tune, that was one of the very first. And we went, and I thought, yeah. I did a half search on iTunes and such online to see if I could find any other covers, and I didn't find any.
No kidding.
So, no, I didn't, nothing that was in the jazz vein. I said, this. And we knocked it out in a couple of days, and it sounded great. Still sounds great, by the way. I'm going to send it to you. But then as I'm going up, to the mastering session to Alan's, I'm listening to XM radio, and here comes Boney James. And I went, damn! So it never got released. I never sent it out until just prior to this tour. Donna sent it out as kind of a promo. And people really liked it. I really liked it to begin with. I thought it was a great arrangement, but we'll get that out to you.
Okay, all right. Speaking of the 70s, I think Tower of Power was in town the other night.
Oh man, well, I'll go see them. I see them every year out here in San Diego at the end of the summer. Mick Gillette is a buddy of ours. Greg Adams played on the Soul Collective release. Actually, Greg and Mick both played on it.
Right. Okay.
But I mean, that's a band that has a lot of roots with me.
Mm-hmm. I see you use Cecil McBee Jr. a lot.
That's right.
That's the Cecil McBee's son.
See, that is correct. Correct.
Right.
Cecil the Younger.
All right.
Yeah, and his dad is still going strong in New York.
No kidding. Oh, that's great.
Oh, yeah.
That's great to hear.
Yeah, it is. But, I've got a great band here in San Diego, so if you're ever out this way, you bet, come and check us out.
All right, I sure will. Matter of fact, I'll be coming back that way, hopefully a month or two. And I have a sister in San Diego, so I'll make sure I check you out. And I want to thank you so much for giving me this interview. And it'll be up real quick on my website. Have you checked my website out yet?
I will. Now I've got a reason now, don't I?
Yes, indeed. All right.
No, James, we really appreciate it, and I sure appreciate the spins out that way. We love the islands, and we look forward to our next visit real soon.
Yeah, I hope I can be possible in getting you out here. That would be great. Stay with me. I'll get right back to you for a promo, okay?
All right.
Again, mahalo and aloha.